This must be the first time in history in which the camera took 10 pounds off.
Lol.
Was that like a fat joke? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to episode 31 of Esports Canada TV. I am your host at Quinn of the Nets, live from St. John, New Brunswick, joined by my two lovely co-hosts, at ESC Jovi and Phrank Ricci, and at ESC Songers, Nick Song. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
Good evening. I actually have to say you look super handsome.
Yeah.
I saved these pictures.
Did you see in the chat William LaFrancois was wondering if you're going to be on the new season of Suits, John?
He is the new season of Suits.
I am Suits.
You do look rather dashing, John. All those pictures look good, especially the one where it looks like you're going to give it to the motorcycle.
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
So raw. So raw.
Raw New Brunswick.
I'll just link that whole album there in the chat. Anyone interested? Go take a look at that. Maybe Photoshop. Let's do a little Photoshop contest, actually.
Oh.
People in the chat, all right, challenge you right now. Take any picture you find there on that blog, and you can edit that and post them to Imager and send me the links in chat. And the winner at the end, I'll pick a winner, will receive a fantastic prize. That may
Wait,
or may
where's the
not be
one
real.
of you behind the motorcycle?
Oh,
Did you
that
not
one,
see
that
it?
one, that one's not online.
Oh, that.
Oh, that was exclusive. I saw that one.
That one's for Esports Canada only.
Okay.
That one's like,
I know what I'm working on during the show.
Fantastic.
you need to like log in.
Nick, it's your turn. Nick, you're just like super focused. Well, guys, our planned guest tonight was Pat McLean from Underrated Gaming, the owner of Underrated Gaming, but he had something else to do, something not as important. His wife was giving birth to a child, and he had to be there, I guess. I guess it's like good luck or something. I don't know. Frank, you can fill me in on that later.
Yeah, well, it was just avoiding being in the doghouse is what it was.
So we were going to cancel the show completely, and then our guest tonight, Brent, Phrank Riberdy, messaged us and said, I will come on. And we were like, no, we would rather just like cancel the show forever. And he was like, please, just have me on, please. And we were like, Frank, like, no, like we told you after episode 1, like we're not having you on ever. And then lawyers were called and threats were made, and
Here we are.
welcome to the show this evening, Mr. Brent. Phrank Riberdy. Brent, how you doing this evening?
I'm great. I'm gonna make sure that next time I just put the bomb thread in sooner, so I can
Ooh,
not
too
have to deal
soon.
with that hassle.
That's too soon.
But anyways, Brent, we're gonna cut the slack here and get right into it because we only have an hour. And before the show, you said I could talk about this for 4 hours, so we're gonna put you to the test tonight. I want you to cram that 4 hours of esports knowledge into the next 54 minutes and make this the most action-packed show we've had since Carbot came on and showed us cartoons.
Yeah, I definitely didn't watch the news today, so apparently something went down that I have no idea about.
It's,
All right, well that's a good excuse then.
Yeah.
as long as you get all your news from Reddit, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go check the news after this and be like, wow, I just trolled myself super hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get for work 9-hour days. Well, hopefully it's not too big a deal.
Wow, just wow. Before the show, Nick was mentioning like, oh, should we say something? And I was like, no, we're a gaming show. It's not meant to like be a news thing. Let's take everyone's minds off anything that's happened, and we'll just focus on video games and fun. And then the first 30 seconds.
All right. Well,
We'll always edit that out for when we put this on YouTube. Fantastic.
The whole intro will be gone.
So,
La-di-da.
Brent, I know your gaming tag is Phrank.
You read
That's what
the
you
news.
cast
We just
under.
read the news.
But I want to, I will be calling you Brent during the duration of the show, which we talked about earlier, just because our host's name is Phrank, and it would get confusing because I don't want Phrank thinking that we're asking him questions and we have to hear him talk, and becomes a whole ordeal. So, Brent, without further ado, I do want to jump into it. Tell us where you're from, where you're living now, and how you got into this wonderful vixen named esports.
Well, I'm from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Woot woot. One of, I think, up until recently, one of the not so well-known cities in terms of esports, or just not so well-known cities in general. I'm not so sure how many people around the world are just like, man, I really am thinking about a trip to Windsor this summer. I just want to get away. Yeah, esports for me, it started a long time ago. I can only think of a few people, like maybe like 10 off the top of my head that have been in the esports scene that I know personally, as long as I have. It all started basically with a good old guy who went by Klazart, and please let me know if you guys know who Klazart is. He was
He's a StarCraft caster.
yeah, he was a StarCraft
Brood War.
StarCraft Brood War, yeah.
He's that guy who talks super fast and goes.
Yep, he was the only guy I've ever heard admit to being a mix of Indian Irish.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So basically, honestly, it was like one day I was at university, and it was like my first year of university, sitting there in the student center and just flicking through YouTube on my new laptop, and it was back when they had like those thumbnails of just like 3 random videos. Like it didn't have like any preference, like they didn't go into your history or anything. It was just like, here's like 3 random videos that happen to be on like within our 13 billion videos that we have. Like here's 3 of them. And one of them was a screenshot of StarCraft Brood War. And I was like, okay, what? Like why would there ever be a video of StarCraft Brood War, and how do you even do that? How do you record a video game? So basically I clicked on it, and it was Klazart, and a lot of people I think don't like his voice, but I was just like, I stayed up late that night, like just thinking about him, and from there basically it was a long journey to the point that I'm at now. But that's how it all started. Good old man named Klazart.
So, I mean, you caught the bug some 10 odd years ago. How did the transition go from you finding out that there was this thing called esports all the way to now where you're casting on the regular?
Well, basically, I started watching, and I saw there was actually, go figure, Moletrap is actually in the chat, or maybe, I don't know if he's still around, but Moletrap, there was Moletrap, Klazart, and Diggity, and I really looked up to those guys. Like, they were like the only English casters, and this is back when, like, if they were casting, you could hear the Korean commentators in the back because you would have to download the VOD and then, like, cast over the Korean commentators. And there's no other way to get it. There was absolutely no way to get it. So I basically followed them, and they kept like plugging this website called sc2gg.com, and I haven't been there in forever. I don't even know if it's still going or whatever, but they were a really great community, pretty tight knit, and go figure, their competition at the time was actually Team Liquid. So I mean, we see who did pretty well there. But all the casters were in SC2GG, so I would post on the forums and stuff like that, and I started getting involved, and I was listening to the casters, and I was like, I think I could do this. So I kind of just plugged things together. I got on my laptop, which produced terrible quality videos, and I started up a YouTube, and from there I started getting involved with, co-casting, and like back in the day, I got a chance to cast with like some of the higher up guys. Like I casted with Moletrap this one time, and it was a quad cast of like this crazy MSL finals or something like that. And I was just like peeing my pants and all this stuff. And basically from there I started casting, and I took off from that. Like casting is a huge passion of mine now.
And so, sorry, I was on mute so you couldn't hear me typing.
Okay.
So I want to hear more about your involvement with CSL and how you kind of transitioned from being, hey, I'm going to try my hand at this whole casting deal, to actually getting picked up by different organizations and being recognized as someone who's quite good at what they do.
Well, that was actually a big moment for me as well. Basically, from the time I got into SC2GG and I was casting there, all the way like flowing up until CSL, I was just like going to lands and like not really casting anything outside of YouTube and like the Korean VODs and stuff like that. And then I went to not No Man's Land, that's the local one. I went to LAN ETS in Montreal, probably 4 years ago. No, not 4 years, like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. 3 years ago. And my buddy introduced me to League of Legends. And there I was like, I'm going to cast this game now because I like it so much. And basically, I started looking for an organization that would have me. I saw on Reddit that CSL was looking for applications, and I applied, and I got in through this great man known as Nick Salidesu So for got to throw him a big shout out.
We can't mention his name on the show.
Yeah.
I have to beat that out in post.
He's an amazing dude from out there on the East Coast in Halifax.
Yeah.
So I talked to him, and he got me in, and literally the first day, I went into, and like, this is the first time he's going to hear this, but I might as well drop it now. When I got in, he was like, hey man, we're going to have you do some casting for us, but have you ever done any streaming or like done any interviews? And I was like, yeah. Downloaded XSplit 20 minutes before the interview, never interviewed anybody in my life.
Oh, man.
And I get in, and he's like, yeah, just do your thing, you know, I'm sure you got some good questions or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't even know who I'm interviewing, whatever. And apparently I did a pretty good job, though, and it took off from there. And now I'm actually the head of production for the League of Legends side. So every time you see something go up, basically, even if I'm not there, I at least have a couple of fingers in it, you know, getting my work done in there. So I've moved my way up the ladder, that's for sure.
Well, it's easy to fool Nick So, I'll tell you that much.
It's true. It is actually very true.
Oh, man. Speaking of just LANs, I know that you have an event coming up, Land of the Dead 3.
Yes.
And if John can bring up the Facebook page onto the stream, could you talk a little bit about that? Maybe what you're planning, the games that are going to be played, the prize pool, and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for this time around, we are looking into kind of stepping it up. We want to attract a really competitive audience. So for the first two lands, and actually, can I tell the story of the first one really quickly?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
So Land of the Dead 1 basically started with, I was looking for somebody to run a land with on like the Windsor area's tiny like gaming Facebook pages, and I was like going all over them like, hey, I really want to run a land, but I want somebody to run it with.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really looking for somebody to work with. Somebody approached me. We didn't really have the right stuff to get going, and then randomly, completely overlooking what I put up, this student who's in computer sciences is like, hey, we're going to be running a LAN like next weekend. And I'm like, okay, why? So I jumped in on that, and it turns out it was called Land of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I jump in, and I'm like, hey, can we make your 25-man private LAN into a more open LAN, and I'm going to try to hook you guys up with sponsors and prizing and stuff like that. So within a week, I got a local computer store to give, like, I want to say about $500 worth of product to this, like, 75-man LAN. And then from there, we did, long story short, we the next time around, we did about 175 people showed up. And then this one, we're hoping to hit 300, and we're going to do cash prizing this time around as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So big steps, and they were taken pretty quickly, but we've got a good team with the guys at EGE or EGE.com. Or edgeofficial.com, where we've got a great team going, and we're going to set this up and hopefully be one of the high quality lands in Ontario.
Excellent.
You'll be amongst good company, that's for sure.
Yes.
There's lots of big people. William LaFrancois is in chat. He already knows something about lands.
Uh-oh.
So for this one, we have the prize pool. There's going to be cash prizes this time. What games are you going to be hosting at this one? Well, specific like big games at least.
We're gonna do Robot Rainbow Unicorn.
Oh. How are you're just facilitating that for funsies?
No, that's our top prize. That's like $1,000.
Man, that's awesome.
No,
I heard that there's a big esport in it, so
yeah. You wouldn't believe the APM. No, but we actually are gonna do that. But for real, the games that we really want to highlight is of course StarCraft 2, a big staple in the esports community. I know you guys love that. We're gonna do League of Legends. Windsor actually has had a ridiculous turnout for League of Legends events. Like, it is mind-blowing how big the turnout is. And StarCraft as well. StarCraft has always been big in Windsor. And, yeah, so StarCraft, League of Legends, of course. We want to run Dota. Actually, I might even have to go into the list because I know that we're adding some games. I think we're doing COD this time around, too.
Ooh.
COD has had a big uprising, and we just want to go with... Like, we don't want to be boat jumpers, like, and just hop onto, what's popular, but we kind of want to play into what everybody wants, right?
Yeah.
We want to make everybody happy, so COD's a big deal now. We want to bring that in. And actually, the big staple of Land of the Deads has been Smash Brothers, and we are just going to go crazy with the Smash Brothers again.
That's awesome. And what you were mentioning about MOBAs, I find that they're also generating a lot of interest. We're just venturing into a lot of it right now to do lands in Toronto only, but I'm sure other people are doing things all across Canada. But I find like the turnouts for these MOBA events are well surpass what we'd expect. And I guess it has a lot to do with you need 5 people on a team, and it's a big like community atmosphere. So yeah, they're definitely a good thing to venture into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's had a great draw for us, and it's got great entertainment value in terms of like just a spectator esport as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly simple to understand, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good pull.
Yeah. Songers doesn't know what he's doing right now. Anyways, I'll just ask you: do you guys have a stream that you set up for your event?
Yes, our stream is. I think it's just Edge Official. So when I say Edge, it's EGE and then Official. And that's like everywhere. The group of guys who run these events and will be running these events for hopefully a long time to come is a group called EGE or Edge, and everything is Edge Official. And Edge Official 2. Yeah, we have 2 streams. Sorry. Thank you, Sean.
So the second one is your blue stream? You got your red and blue stream?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And is there anything big that's looming to announce for the event, or do you pretty much what's going to be happening now? It's just when it's going to happen, or are you still waiting on something huge to tell the fans?
I mean, our events, we're hoping by now, even though there's only been 2, we're hoping that they kind of speak for themselves. So, like I said, we want to be one of the highest quality LAN events in Ontario, and hopefully, we'll grow past that as well. So hopefully people just come for the environment, whether you're coming for the competitive scene or the casual scene. We want to play equally to everybody, and we want just everybody to feel good when they come out. And I think a lot of that stems from, like, me personally. The first LAN I ever went to, I still can't get it out of my head. Like, the feeling I came out with it or from it was like just mind-blowing. Like the sense of community and like everybody, just getting along over one medium, I thought was awesome.
How big was your first LAN that you went to?
If I had to guess, I mean, like, I think I was younger then, so it seemed so much bigger.
But it wasn't just like a friend's house, it was like an event that was happening in your city?
Well, I mean, of course I had like a Halo LAN before, but I mean like a real like established LAN.
I see.
One that actually they had like their 7th one recently, their 7th like annual one, but it's called No Man's Land, and it's at the college here. We operate out of the university. What's that?
Everything's a pun in Windsor.
No, I know. Actually, the name that we were going for here, I'm going to reveal the name, whatever. Sean's like my backup guy in chat right now, but the name we want to go with our next LAN, and I hope that we go through with it, is the Promised Land. And I think it's so funny. It's so good. I wanted to have like hopefully like blasphemous imagery, just like of like heaven everywhere.
You just have that picture of Mario touching the finger of someone.
Oh yeah, you can draw something like that. Yeah.
The game characters. Do you get a lot of flow in from the United States? I mean, you're obviously very close to Detroit. You're very close to the border. A lot of people flow through Windsor for that reason. So do you find that you get a lot of patrons from outside of Canada and the surrounding area?
Well, I mean, it's good that you mentioned that because yeah, we are like literally right across the border from Detroit, and we haven't really asked that much. We have to assume that there are maybe a couple of people floating around that are from Michigan and whatnot. But I know that with the cash prizing, we're certainly going to have a much bigger draw. And with Land of the Dead 2, without cash prizing, we were actually drawing interest from a semi-pro team that was going to come in from as far as like Iowa.
Whoa!
Yeah, they were ready to rock. So.
to go to that esports mecca, Windsor.
Yeah, really.
So, when is the event? I know you told me, but obviously I want you to say it on stream. When is this event happening?
It is May 3rd and 4th. Did I just say that properly? Yes, I did. Okay. May 3rd and 4th.
People show up on May 3rd. They stay overnight, and then it ends sometime late in the evening. May 4th.
Yes.
Is there an admittance fee? Do you have to pay to get in?
Yes. Unfortunately, right now, as any LAN organizer will know...
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said.
But yeah, if any LAN organizer knows that you're either going to get super lucky and have no costs, or you're going to get not lucky at all and just not be able to run the event because it's so expensive.
Right.
We're kind of floating in the middle where we've got costs that just need to be covered. And because of that, we do have to charge an admittance fee. And we do want some of that to go towards the prizing as well.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to have prize pools without major sponsorship or without people putting into a pool. But usually, I mean, people who go to these things are fine with it because you're going and you're having a good time. You're amongst other people with like interests. So if you guys are in the Windsor area, make sure you do check that out. Or even if you can travel, because it should be a really, really good land. And I know that, Brent, you're super passionate about esports. You are an esports lover. We spent a whole car, or I guess van ride with you on the way back and to LAN ETS not too long ago at the beginning of March. So we had a huge conversation about esports. So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel Canada's progressing in esports? Obviously, having your foot in this field for such a long time, and you've seen the American and now the Canadian side as well. So how do you feel about the progression of esports? Maybe where do you see us going, and what do you think will take us there?
Are you sure you want me to do this?
In bite-sized chunks that we can all understand.
Okay, well, I've had some pretty big ideas for a long time. Actually... and everything's got to be a story with me, so here I go. Back in the beginning, yeah, sit back, relax.
Get ready.
In the beginning, like way back when I first went to that LAN, and I was just like, oh my god, I was on this big high for several months. I just got my first car, and my buddies lived in Waterloo, and I was like, okay, my buddies play games with me, they must love esports. I'm going to drive up there, and we're going to plan how we're going to take over Canada with esports. So I was like, and we came up with this idea where we're just like going to have this big truck and drive around and just do these amazing, like crazy things in esports. And
like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Just solving esports crimes?
Exactly, because the crime is that it's not happening. That's the real crime here.
Good one.
But seriously, I think that Canada has huge potential. I was around in the time where, I mean, we were all around, but like I was involved in the time where WCG, World Cyber Games, actually dropped Canada entirely. They were like, you know what? We're going to take all these tiny little countries in Europe and sponsor them for esports before we sponsor Canada. That's how much we hate the Canadian scene. A couple of years later, look at what's happening in Montreal. And look at what's happening on the West Coast as well. There are LANs all over the place. What I think that needs to happen is these huge LANs like the 1,000-man event in Montreal. In Windsor, you know, I don't want to toot our own horn down here, but we're climbing up to be a pretty notable event as well. We're about to hit 300 people. I know Toronto's got a pretty big scene that's growing. Halifax, shockingly, has a very good scene as well. I say shockingly because it is a pretty small area, but that city alone is really, really big. And Calgary's got a big scene. There's big things happening all over the place. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's actually my 80 carry from LOL. Don't mind him. Or my old one. I got kicked off the team. So sad. But no. What I think needs to happen, honestly, is just everybody needs to get together and synergize. Like we need to have some big thing happen to really put us on the map. The States has MLG. They've had World Cyber Games in the past. That was actually a really big deal. The finals was in San Francisco, I don't know how many years ago, but that was a really big deal back then. And now MLG, of course. Do you hear about MLG in Canada? Not so much. But they could be. Like, one. Yeah, they could be.
Yeah.
So I think that it just needs to be a bit more of a collective effort, and some cool things I think can spawn from that.
So let me ask you this, because this is a criticism I've heard. I'm pretty sure I heard Adebisi actually say this on the Too Good Studio show. So he was mentioning how Canada is just ridiculously big. We all know it's big, and the cities are kind of pretty sparse. I mean, we went to the Montreal and that was 6 hours away. For you, it was even more. Windsor is a couple hours away from Toronto. I mean, Vancouver is obviously a plane ride away. So all these major cities that are doing stuff, and even the little cities that are the other cities that are doing bigger or smaller events here and there, they're pretty far apart. So I know esports can be a virtual thing, but how do we rectify the fact that we're such a big country? Do you even see that as a barrier?
Well, I mean, yes, but the barrier is getting smaller and smaller every day. I want to bring up the example that I know very well, which is the Collegiate Star League Finals. I was there. I got flown out there from literally the other side of the continent and in a different country. We had a team, or two teams rather, flown in from Korea, two teams flown in from Europe. I mean, Canada is not so big that we can't have things like this happen. And I've always thought that if something really big was going to happen, it would probably have to happen somewhere in the middle. You know, Calgary might be a good place. Anywhere in Alberta really sounds good to me. But from what I've seen, there's a lot of pride for individual cities. I know I mention Windsor a lot. I'm very proud of what's been happening here. Right. I know you guys are from Toronto. You guys love the scene up there. And I mean, Montreal, how can you not be proud? If you're from Montreal, how can you not be proud of what they've accomplished? Their barcraft is huge. Their LAN is absolutely massive, the biggest in Canada. How can they not be proud of that? So everybody wants their hometown to be that hub. Unfortunately, there isn't going to be a hub to place anywhere unless we start working together. We just got to settle somewhere, and geographically speaking, just have it in the middle. Like, it sounds so simple, but literally just put it in the middle. It saves probably the most on costs. I mean, and then in terms of, like I said, the barrier is growing smaller because esports is getting bigger, and we can afford to do things like that, and that's why I brought up the CSL finals.
Okay. You can see my cat in the background. I am a very skeptic LAN and or bar craft organizer in an unnamed city in Canada. And you are trying to unify everyone. I want you to take 2 minutes, maybe 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
And I need you to
In the business world, we call this an elevator pitch.
I want you to give me an elevator pitch to unify Canada. Remember, I'm a skeptic, and your time starts now. You're not starting very well. Okay.
My pitch would honestly start with and probably end with, it's not going to happen otherwise. It's not. We don't have big enough cities. You said it yourself. We don't have big enough city, or sorry, you didn't say that, but they're too spread out. Everybody's spread out and the cities aren't big enough. So how do we make our scene big? Combine them all. Like, put them all in one spot, right? All the esports guys go to one place and we can make something great happen. Other than that, I really don't think that it can. That's it. I'm done. My time's up.
Well, you sold me.
Yeah.
I'm all up in your esports business now. But what do you say about no, that's good. I like that. Well, I wish we would all unify as well. I just don't know how feasible. I don't like what I feel is that we just not everybody knows what everybody else is doing. Like I just learned about another LAN that is happening, an online tournament that's happening in the later months that's happening in Canada. I'm like, well, how come I don't know about these things? We just need to really get to know everybody that's out there. And then once everybody knows everybody, then it's like, yeah, let's start working together. But right now we don't even know. Like our next door neighbor might be organizing something and we just have no idea. So I really hope that more people come out of the esport closet, so to speak. And I hope that we all get along together.
Yeah. I mean, and I've heard of so many big projects just dying off. Like, even around the Toronto area, Lanapalooza, I haven't heard from them in a very long time, but they were huge. Have you guys heard of Lanapalooza?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were the biggest deal in terms of these LAN parties that were going on. And it just... I don't even know what happened. Like I've talked to the guy personally, and I still just can't figure out what went wrong. But
so let me ask you, so let's say this: some of the biggest hurdles people come to when they want to organize bar crafts or LANs, and you have expertise in both of those. So some of the biggest hurdles people face is sponsors and prizing and money and stuff. So what are some insights you could give people? Maybe there's someone in chat who's like, yeah, I really wish I could organize something. I just have no idea where to get money or how to even start. What do you suggest? What's like some simple, basic first steps that people can take?
Okay, I don't know if here I'm gonna ask you this.
Oh, you want to type it? Oh, it's all secret.
I'm gonna type this in here, and you let me know if that's a good name that I can drop.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know these things.
Do you know who Adrian Faxtorp is?
Oh god.
It rings a bell.
It rings. He's from Vancouver. He's part of a Vancouver Dota team out there, and we had him on our show with his Dota team. So if you think that what you're saying you can't say, his team was pretty bad. So don't you worry about it. You can say that several times.
Okay. When I first started getting into or even researching how to run a LAN, and I wanted to run a LAN for years before I actually did it, and that's a sad story. I hope that nobody has to go through that amount of time before they actually get their hands on a LAN and really get in there and start working for it. But the resource that I used, anytime you look up how to run a LAN, especially if you're from Canada, you'll always come across this site, and I haven't checked it in a while, but it's called LANpartya.com, LANpartyeh.com. That is a great resource. That has a list, like their list of sponsors is super old, and their links are completely outdated, but it has a list of the things that you should be looking for. I do think that some of the information is outdated, but it has a really nice flow and some great steps that you should take towards getting involved. I personally wanted to be like, at the top. I wanted to organize everything and oversee everything. There was a time when I thought I could do it all by myself. Found out very quickly that that's not the case. I just can't. But yeah, like it all comes down to very few factors. And if you can find a good guide, just go for it, or a good mentor. Like anybody who asks, I am fully willing to say, this is how you do it.
Do you provide coaching, like $40 an hour?
Actually, it's more like $140.
That's nice.
My passion is there, so I will always support anybody who wants to do anything. Even like a guy asked me how to set up a homeland. He wanted to bring over like 10 guys, and I was like this is how you do it. And I spent a good hour with that guy saying like, go do it, because the environment that you set up is so much better. I have nothing against the online experience, but it is a completely
I know what you mean. You can get the online experience cheaply. Like you have the internet, you have the online experience, but LANs are something special, more rare, and they're more visceral.
Yes. Absolutely.
So are you willing to do an AMA on our forums?
Absolutely.
I am Brent, Phrank, Riberdy. Ask me anything. And I'd be like, I want to have 5 people over. This is what you got to do. You need a Switch. You need some dynamite. You need some unicorns.
How do I entertain my friends?
No one has fun when
How do I have friends over, Brent?
I tried playing music and they all hated it.
What snacks should I have? What time should they come over?
You could write a little editorial on the side. Ask Brenty. Ask Frankie.
That's right. Actually, I tried to do a show a while back and I called it Frankly Speaking.
Oh, good one. Damn it.
Yeah. You want that, don't you? I know you
Well, I
do.
can't have it now. I'll come up with something else.
It's copyrighted anyways. It's far gone. You can't have it. Trademark, copyright, it's fine.
Damn it, Brent.
But it's with a PH, actually. You might find a loophole there.
Yeah, maybe I can, as long as it's 10% different. Wow, that was a lot of knowledge. I mean, like you said, you could fill a full day show, I'm sure. And we always have the opportunity in the future. If you would like to come on, we'd always love to have you back as well. So feel free to save some of that knowledge and come back at us again. Maybe even we should have you for a post Land of the Dead, just to give us a little rundown on how it went. But I was really happy to hear everything you had to say.
Cool. Anytime, guys. Yeah, and can I throw out a contact in case these guys are...
No, you cannot. You must leave right now.
All right. Where's that red button? Hang up.
No, stay. This is Ed. I was just thanking you personally.
Yeah. Brent, we're going to jump into the lightning round.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
But first. Moletrap's trying to leave, and Execute's like, no, don't leave.
Oh,
the
okay.
lightning round is coming.
Yeah, Moletrap... Okay, I got to say this right now. Moletrap... I know he caught a bit of flack when he started going pro. That guy is honestly like the man. Anybody who came from the time that he came from is the man. The top three in my, actually top four, Cholera SC, and everybody needs to look these guys up. Cholera SC, Moletrap, Diggity SC, and Klazart. I actually go every month to Klazart's channel and Cholera SC's channel because they don't cast anymore, and I pay my respects. I feel like I'm visiting a grave. But you can check their channel messages, and I am all over that board.
Two things I want to say with that. One is that 4 people are the man. and then the other thing, his name is Cholera, like the disease?
Yeah, it came from, like, he did this whole 100th video explaining why. It came from the game Oregon Trail.
Oh, you died to diphtheria.
Yes.
I've got it.
Dysentery.
Dysentery, there you go. Yeah, that was my first esport.
Yeah.
That and
yeah, I love Moletrap, and I wasn't sure. He was like the first person in the chat, and I was like, "Is that the Moletrap?" And then he started talking about it. I was like, "Okay, story checks out." Well, thank you, Moletrap, for joining us this evening.
That guy cares. That's all I have to say. Like, that guy cares about what he's doing, and so do the rest of the guys that I mentioned, and so do you guys.
Oh,
so do you, Brent.
All right.
Now that we got that on.
We care. All right, before we jump into the lightning round, Brent, I'm going to give you a chance to give any shout-outs you want to do. Where can we catch you next? Streaming, anything like that? Follow you, Twitter, Facebook.
Facebook, it's Phrank. It's a fan page, just Phrank with a PH. On Twitter, it's OnePhrank, O-N-E, Phrank with a PH. And my YouTube is Phrank Commentaries. I'm just going to spell it in chat because it's a terrible word.
And underneath your picture in the Twitch stream, there is his Twitter, and that's also how you spell Phrank. But yeah, go ahead and put it in chat so that everyone has it there and can't lie.
You know where it is. You go there now.
if I don't get at least 25 hits right now.
Do I win the contest? I finished, guys.
Uh-oh. Do I want to look at this?
I finished the Photoshop.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah,
the stream chat.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty into this. Let me pull this up here on stream.
Look at the money. That is really good, Songers. John making it rain.
That's what I did all show.
Wow.
Yeah. Good thing you paid attention to our guest that came on.
I was like, why is Songers so, like, aloof?
I knew what was up.
Oh, man, I was such an idiot. I had no idea. I'm like, Songers must be, like, looking at girls or something. Like, what's he doing?
Looking at John Quinn. My work here is done.
Oh, man. Well done. I think you did win the prize, Songers. And
true. Well, no one else has posted one yet. I'm looking at you, Moletrap. All right, guys.
Canada.
It is time for the most loved portion of your week, the lightning round.
Making sounds.
Is there an intro for this? Are we?
Yeah, he
I'm
just
playing
did
it
it.
right now. Let me cue up the sick lightning round music. There it is. Ooh.
Oh
That's
man.
dark. That's dark.
All right.
All right. For anyone new to the chat who's come here to see the one and only Brent Phrank Riberdy be on the show, I need to tell you about a little thing we call the lightning round. Each week we have a guest on, and we shoot them 10 skill testing, physically demanding, emotionally draining questions to test their knowledge about esports, life, and the world around them. Frank, there's been 30 episodes before this. You are number 31. I'm going to ask you this once and once only. Are you ready for the lightning round?
Can I do a real quick workout? I just need to do some bicep reps and get. Yeah, I'm good. We're good. Let's do it.
We're good.
Yeah.
Is the chat ready? I need at least 3 people to say I'm ready before I go here.
Oh, is it on a delay? Are we gonna wait 2 minutes?
There's no
for this?
delay. There is no delay. Prepared.
No one. Oh, we got
Ready.
2.
Tingar says no.
Oh no.
Unplug your network cable. That means we're ready. Question number 1. Brand Riberdy. Leafs, Sens, or Wings?
Wings.
Ooh. It figures.
There was a right answer and there was a wrong answer. And then there was the Senators. Wings, very much incorrect. Hate that team.
Oh,
They're across the border.
Also hate the Leafs.
they're so good.
Also hate the Leafs. No, hate Detroit.
They
I'm
won the
thinking
cup
about
like 5
using
times.
Starboard, the Starboard plugin. Let me see if I can do this here.
What you talking
Starboard
about?
plugin to keep track of the score.
Don't the Wings? Is it? It's the
Sure,
Wings that have the
like-
second most cups, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Can't be mad at that.
Minus 1, Frank.
Oh.
Question number 2. Who do I play in League of Legends?
Oh god.
Ooh. He mentions it a lot.
Mm. It looks like him too.
Jarvan.
Oh. Isn't Jarvan too
Actually,
handsome?
that was one of the ones that I played when I did play. There was a handful. There was Jarvan, Garen, Jax. I think that was it. And my number 1 of all time, of course, is Mundo.
Jarvan's way too handsome, though. Way too handsome for John.
Yeah.
So yeah, no points awarded. The correct answer was Mundo.
Okay.
I gotta put
All right.
up a list here. Okay. Name the first 5 champions in League of Legends in alphabetical order.
Oh.
Put your hands up so I
God.
know you're not Googling. Put those
No,
hands
no.
up so I know you're
No
not Googling.
Googles.
I have one in
Uh,
mind.
Boy. In order, the first 5. I think I know what the first 5 are. Okay. I'm gonna look away too because I think the chat might go at it. I think it's Akali, Amumu, Anivia. Oh no, I messed up.
You missed one.
It's Akali, Alistar, Amumu, Anivia, and there's a B one. I want to say Brand, but I know it's not it. No, Annie. Shoot, Annie's in there too. Dang.
Did he get it?
All right, you had 5 in a row. You did have 5 in a row. You missed the very first one. Now I'm just going off the League of Legends wiki, so this may be like a different champion name or something. Ari is
Oh,
number 1.
dang.
Ari. And then Akali, Alistar, Amumu, Anivia, Annie, Ashe,
Oh.
Blitzcrank, Brand.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Oh.
But
got owned.
you got 4 out of 5, so that's worth no points. No points.
Okay.
At least
So you're at
it's-
-1 still. Not
Yeah.
the best showing so far, but question number 4. You recently took a trip to Los Angeles for CSL. Did you at any point during that trip, and be honest, try In-N-Out Burger?
No.
Oh, but John, you don't know. He's a healthy guy.
Oh yeah, we
He's a
forgot
very
no
healthy
sugar.
guy. And he's pretty buff. I I dare to say I was thinking of cheating on my wife. Just saying.
I thought we did. Oh,
What?
did that not count?
With
What's it? It didn't mean anything.
Tony is saying you wanted 10 poutines in Montreal.
I
So what
did.
is it?
We
Are you
didn't get
are
it.
you a health nut or are you into 10 poutines?
Okay. I have to say this. If you're Canadian, poutine and maple syrup actually doesn't affect your body. It has no negative effects.
What about immigrants?
No, you're
Sorry.
fine.
Yes.
You're fine.
Songers is lactose intolerant and diabetic. How could you say that, Brent?
What?
All right. You're talking a lot of hoopla here. -1 for not trying In-N-Out Burger. +1 for the story about poutine and maple syrup not affecting my body. Sarah, round of poutines and a glass of maple syrup. So negative. Sorry, it's canceled out. You get 0 after that.
Okay.
But you're still at -1. Question 5. You, Frank, Nick, Tony, and I create a League of Legends team, obviously #1 in the world. What is the name of the team?
The Back Baconers.
Did you have that in the chamber? Is that a team that
Yeah.
you're looking to make one day? I think it is something. I think it is.
I think he's looking up what our team name is.
No, I'm not looking at anything. I'm sitting here that you have no points going into question number 6. Not the best name I've ever heard. Decent. I will give you back the negative you have, so you're at 0 right now.
Okay.
Question number 6.
This
you
is
state-
funny. You're funny, John. This is
That's the
good.
point of it, Brent.
Funny guy.
Wow.
Question number 6. Yeah, you stated earlier that you were a big Brood War fan. That's how you got your start in esports, watching guys like Moletrap and Caller SC2. I need your best Korean Brood War casting impression.
Oh my God. I'm ready. I've been planning for this my whole life.
Wow. All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I might have to put my mic over there though. You'll still hear it loud and clear.
Okay.
Do it. Do what you gotta do.
Hold on. Let me get the neck veins going first. Okay. Okay. Riva, 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 Riva! Right?
That's,
But then there's an end to it. I forgot the end. It's Riva, Riva. Oh, because that's when the scarab glitches on the mineral patches. When you fire this thing, you're just like, I'm gonna win the game, and then it's just like the scarab's like, hold on, I'm gonna go in this corner. I gotta take a pee. Hold on.
God, those scarabs, man.
Yeah.
Always getting caught behind my zealots.
Yeah.
that was good. I like that. 1 point.
Okay.
Nice.
Question number 7. I was told before this that you like having to name a bunch of something. Like if we gave you a letter and you'd have to name a bunch of games in that letter, something like that. Frank told me that you enjoyed that type of game. I wasn't going to give you exactly what you wanted, or else it wouldn't be physically and mentally demanding.
Yep.
So, what we're going to do, we're going to take turns between Nick, the real Frank, and I,
Okay.
of naming a gaming system, console, and you have to name a game that's for that system.
Okay. Oh,
And
jeez.
gentlemen, we have to go fast on this.
Okay.
And you're
got it.
responsible for your own system. So
No, I know there's a system I know nothing about, but let's do it.
Oh, I hope I get it.
okay, Super Nintendo.
Killer Instinct.
Genesis.
Eek the cat.
Is that a? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm going hardcore, dude. Look it up.
Dreamcast.
That's it. You got it.
Hold on, no, Worms. Worms. I'm pretty sure Worms was for Dreamcast.
Chat.
Pretty
you
sure.
verified. John, go ahead.
Pretty sure. Okay. Game Boy, the original.
Pokemon. Oh, sorry, the original. Tetris.
Yeah. Wii.
Pikmin.
3DO.
What is that?
You're a dick, Frank.
They didn't know. They were.
Go for it, brah. Come at me, bro.
Like Sonic?
No, I don't even know
I
the
think
games,
maybe
but not Sonic.
3DO games.
Army Men.
There might have been like 5 of them.
Vector Man.
Oh, there it is, 3DO system. You didn't believe me, but
Panasonic 3D. I did. Oh man.
That's a thing?
that's a thing, bro.
Panasonic 3DO. Okay, I'm going to stop it there, but I will give you a point for everyone you named up until that point, which I believe was 7. So
Was back in the game.
Okay.
you got 7 points.
All right.
So you're at 7, I believe. Or 8. You're at 8.
Actually, a thing.
You're at 8. Question number 8. The best looking person in esports history.
Best looking person in esports history. Male or female? Or one of each?
Your choice.
Oh my goodness. I'm very comfortable, and I know what a good looking dude looks like.
I
so-
will stop you there and just say 99% of the people who've answered this question have said a dude. So it's not
Okay.
like you're not.
Well,
bringing
it's
any
real
barriers
though.
here.
Like there are some super good looking dudes. Man, that's tough. Wow. Okay. Rachel is really good looking. You guys know the Rachel.
Yeah, we know.
Okay, she will go by the Rachel. Okay.
Okay.
I have always been in some way attracted to In Control.
Okay.
His manliness, like when he came out, and I always just thought he was like a really husky dude. He's like, yeah, I bench press competitively, or like I do powerlifting.
Yeah, he lifts. He doesn't bench because he has tiny little T-Rex arms. His words,
And
not mine.
I used to
Those
do
were the
that
last
too,
words
so
of
I
John
felt a
Quinn.
connection with him, and I was just like, you are attractive, which in turn makes me attractive because we do kind of the same stuff. We play StarCraft and we do powerlifting. So him. In control and Rachel, if they made a baby, it'd be like, wow.
It'll be a blonde baby.
It would come out looking exactly like Phrank Ricci.
Oh, stop it.
Well, you had a
Stop
point there, and then you compared your newborn with In Control to Jovian, and you lost it. But I am an In Control fan. I do have a bit of beef with him, but I'll get to that on another episode.
William left
Beef
on
with
spot.
everyone.
No, I
William
don't.
knows the right answer.
Who did he pick?
No, he just said the wrong answer. He knows what the right answer is.
All right.
No, there's several right answers.
I mean, there's 3 of them on this show.
Yeah.
And Nick is
Only
not
one
one.
right answer on the show, boys. Come on. Question number 9, Brent. You are at 8 points. Now, of course, Phrank Ricci spells his name Frank.
The right way.
You spell your gaming tag Phrank. I want you to spell Frank as many ways as possible, but it still makes sense.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay. Frank, Franq, Franqu, Franque. All of those.
Wow.
Okay, Franc, Franck, and all of those switched to PH as well.
My God.
All right.
I got practice. I got lots of practice.
That's pretty good. I think that's 6
about
times
the
2,
PH?
so that's 12.
Wow.
You could also take all of those and go double N.
Oh yeah.
So
Or you could put accent aigu.
accent
You can put a
aigu,
silent
also good.
H in there, guys.
Accent
Like,
grave, also a possibility.
What about
FHRANK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when he was picking his game handle, he spelt all the Franks and he's like,
Yep.
this one's the cool one. That's what he went with.
Yep. Yes, it was.
All right. Oof.
He did better than you thought, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to tell him about the double N thing, and that doubles his entire list. So really, he only got less than 50%. That question was also heavily weighted, and
only
was worth multiple points.
Does anybody
he
else find
failed.
you this funny? I think you're hilarious. You're so
minus
funny.
minus 50. Don't suck up now, Frank. Don't suck up now. It's not very becoming of you.
How many points is that worth?
Minus 8. So you're actually at 0 now going into the last and final question. And in true Jeopardy fashion, it is the video Daily Double.
Okay.
We've never done this before, so consider yourself lucky.
I am.
Either the show's going stale and I have to mix it up, or you're a special guest. You can decide. I'm going to send you a video, and I don't want you to laugh and say what it is or anything.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up on stream at about the same time. We're going to hit play at the same time, so they're somewhat synced between you watching it and the stream watching it.
Okay.
And I need you to cast it as best as you can in League of Legends terms and jargon.
Okay.
Gosh, this is gonna be
So
awesome.
I'm going to send you the link right there.
I don't think I even mentioned that I'm a caster yet, eh?
He's a caster, guys.
Oh god.
Here we go.
The whole thing?
All right. No. I will stop you at a certain point.
Okay.
So just let me get this queued up here.
I'll watch it on stream. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
Okay. Are you ready? I've got it open on pause at 0 seconds.
Okay, I am also paused at 0 seconds. 3,
All right.
2, 1, play.
All right, so we're stepping into this match here. It looks like we've got colorblind mode activated, as we do have red and blue teams, not red and purple. It looks like we've... It's clearly 2 Lee Sins. This is not a ranked game. It's 2 Lee Sins trying to land Resonating Strike on each other here and follow up with the kick. But they're both actually blind. It seems as though it's April Fool's, and Riot has gone with the standard old joke of making blind characters actually unable to do damage here. They're firing away. Oh, and it looks like they decide to go with a different ability here. They use the ult and knock each other down. The ref goes down as well here. Why is there music? Oh my god. Look at the ref. He's going to his support now. His support is definitely giving him backup on this one. Throwing out the heals. He's going to get rejuvenated in this one, and he's going to shop up, ready to go back into this one. They both are heavily armored and cannot do much damage to one another.
There's a panel of judges.
Oh, God.
All right. All right, but this engagement looks pretty good. No, they're not going to do anything. All right, that was good. That was very good.
Oh, God.
I will say that's about the age range that I consider plays League of Legends.
All right.
That was very good. You completely redeemed yourself. What's our highest score of all time?
It's well over 10. It's like 14 or something.
14? All right, you didn't come anywhere near that.
Okay.
Let's say a respectful 9.
Nice.
Solid.
Respectful 9.
Okay.
There's always room for improvement, and I feel like you'll be back onto the show many a times in the near future.
Okay. Cool.
So that is a lightning round. We will cut the music. Right there. Yep, perfect. So congratulations. 9 points, Frank. Brent puts you very much in the top half of the leaderboard for the lightning round. And you do qualify for our Tournament of Champions at the end of the year, where we bring back all the finalists in the top 10 for the lightning round to face off in some sort of like round robin. That's not true. Do not get excited about that.
I know.
Or tell anyone about it. That is
You're
not,
just-
in fact, a real thing.
You got my kind of humor all wrapped up. It's just so funny.
Stop. 10 points. Okay. Frank, we have reached the time of no return, so I will give you a last minute or two to plug anything and everything that you're doing, anything that we should know about. You can do so now.
All right. Well, I'm going to plug what I'm the biggest parts of right now, which is Edge Official, egeofficial.com. Just look it up. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere. It's all going to be Edge Official. The CSL, the Collegiate Star League, we cast every Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. PST. I know there's some crazy time zones out there, and we're all EST, but 12 p.m. PST, Saturdays and Sundays. We have amazing casters, amazing production, and the teams are ridiculous. So follow that season. We're just about to start up the regular season in a couple of weeks. And follow me on Twitter, because I'm so awesome. I think there's other stuff too. Like, I really feel like I'm leaving stuff out. Oh, come to Land of the Dead. If you guys are like within a 5-hour drive, it's worth the drive. Just come out and maybe we'll give you a discount. Sean, I'm going to say that we're going to give people a discount if they come from more than more than 4 hours away.
Oh, I'm gonna drive super slow.
I should have.
I get that joke. Nick, Frank, any last words from the both of you two?
I want to say that Nick and I are supposed to do some, well, we're in the process of doing casting for the Underrated Team League. I unfortunately have missed the first week, which Nick just casted with our friend Ender Sword, and we will be casting the next week, but I'll probably miss the next weekend as well. I mean, we'll see. So if you guys only watch because I cast with Nick, then don't watch. But if you guys want to see the Underrated Team League, it's a really wicked tournament, a whole bunch of teams. What was it, 43 teams this time, Nick?
44 teams.
44 teams.
All around the world competing, and really, I know people come to watch me, so it's okay.
No, but you guys should watch it, the Underrated Team League. They actually stream every night, but Songers and I have these Saturday, Sunday, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock time slots. So just follow our Twitters if you want to see some StarCraft casting, some really amazing teams, and it's a really cool North American tournament, so that's something exciting. Maybe, Songers, do you want to mention really quick about the Missing Mid tournament that just happened?
Yeah,
Shout out the winners.
We recently had a Dota 2 tournament in downtown Toronto, and it was called Missing Mid, and the next ones are going to be called Missing Top, Missing Bottom, and All Miss. Anyways, VODs will be uploaded. That's what I'll be working on right after the show goes down. We'll be putting the VODs up on our YouTube channel, so make sure to check that out. The tournament was great, nice turnout, and we all had a really good time.
Who won? Mention the team.
The team who won was actually the team from the LAN Cafe themselves. The LAN Cafe themselves had their own team. They're called Team Sand.
Oh.
And they won the tournament.
Well, they were riggers, huh?
Rigged.
Though. There was a team
all rigged.
It was great. They had 5 players, but one guy only had 1 hand, so they had 9 hands.
Wow.
And they were second place.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
So other tournament teams in Toronto got to step it up and beat Team Sand. They're the team
like
that beat
the
Toronto.
Def Leppard of Dota. All right, guys. Coming up next week, our guest will be Tortellini. You'll know him from Team Liquid. He writes some pretty amazing articles, and he'll be joining us. He's from Montreal, if you did not know. And so we met him in NASL, and he was quite nice, and he was there covering the whole event. So he's going to join us, and I'm sure he'll have lots to tell us about. And we will, of course, put him through the lightning round. I'd like to thank this week's guest, Brent Phrank Riberdy. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at @OneFrank and follow everything he does with the CSL, Land of the Dead, esports all over the world, and more. Adios, Jovian, Adios, Songers, and at Quinn in the Net have been your hosts tonight. Shout out to Ender Sword, holding it down in the chat. Execute, as usual, tuning in, as well as our guest in the chat tonight, Mole Trap. Love everything that guy does.
Everything.
We'll be back next week at the same time, and this VOD will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow, so you can watch it all again in slow-mo.
Can I have one more quick thing?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
You guys got an hour? No. I gotta shout out my roommate. I completely forgot. My roommate's probably like the best all-around gamer that I've ever met. So yeah, shout out to him.
What's his name?
Well, yeah. Do you want to say his name?
It's Adam, but he goes by like OMG. It's Adam. Like Adam now. Just Adam.
Go Adam.
No, I meant like
Adam. That waffle guy.
Add him, Adam.
Preston.
Yeah. I forgot. It never came up.
Can't believe you interrupted for that.
Hey,
I thought it was going to be like...
I said I would.
Usually people interrupt at the end. They're like, guys, I just want to say, like, you guys are doing great work. Love Esports Canada. You guys keep it up. You know, you're really making a difference. And you were like, hey, just want to do my own thing here. And
you know, the only thing that would have made this show worse is if you made a bomb joke at the beginning.
Yeah, that would have been... I'm actually on YouTube, like... What happened today? Like, or you know, whatever.
Type in what happened.
That's a great place to get your news. YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in what happened today.
I saw YouTube and I was like, I am on YouTube. I'm also on
Alright guys, tune in next week for Tortellini. Make sure to follow the ticker below. Lots of events coming up. Land of the Dead, May 4th to 5th. Sticky Flames. League of Legends Charity Tournament coming up April 27th at 7 Eastern. You can follow all that. StickyFlames.com. And as well, the Armada Dota 2 tournament coming up next weekend. You can follow all that ArmadaGaming.com, I believe. Or just Armada.ca. To the ticker. You guys are smart. You'll get it. Woo. Good night.
Good night.